Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here, continuing with our Doom Eternal 100% walkthrough with Mission 4. In this video, I'll show you all of the collectibles like toys, albums, any type of ruins, Praetor suit upgrades, and I'll even show you stuff like mission challenges. I'd highly recommend you just pin those to your screen just so you can keep an eye on them as we play through, but they're pretty easy. 2 of them are going to be collectible related, and 1 of them is for killing 3 enemies with a single frag grenade. Just keep an eye out for your opportunity here. As you start off this mission, there will be a fight scene, so just go through and kill everything, interact with the button to bring you to the next area.
Priest's position is stable now, and his guardian is somewhere in the facility ahead.
Once we take out all of these enemies, sorry my aim was terrible, I filmed this little section of the video with like no sleep. Don't worry, we get better as we play. But after you take out all of the enemies, there's actually quite a few collectibles all within an arm's reach. So jump down to the platform and basically go towards our mission objective. You may notice that there's a mod bot directly in front of you as you jump up. For now, I'm going to ignore it. Don't worry, we'll be back. So climb up to the top, turn around, and then look at this swing bar. Swing to it, double dash across to the climbable wall, and then get up onto that ledge. You should see a Praetor suit point just off to the distance on the right hand side. You'll need to double jump, double dash across to pick it up. And as always, feel free to spend these points as you acquire them. I tend to kind of let a couple of build up. Now jump back to the ledge we were just on, and then if you look towards our objective, you'll notice that there is a 1-up. You'll only be able to reach from that ledge. Make sure you pick it up before moving towards that giant door. Next to the giant door, you will see a mod bot. Feel free to spend your mod however you like. I'm going to get the precision bolt on my heavy cannon, even though I don't really end up using it for another couple of missions. Now, just make sure you have all of your ammo and health before moving on to the next room, as there is a really big fight. The next fight is probably, in my opinion at least, the hardest fight in this mission, and I actually had a little bit of difficulty with it. I don't know if it was because I was tired or if it was just actually a difficult fight. There's also a new enemy type called the Pinky. I found that for this guy, even though I don't use this strategy, the best strategy is to use the ice bomb and then just get right up behind it and shoot it in the tail. Either way, you're going to go through and kill everything until the room is clear, and before we leave the room, there are a few collectibles we'll want to grab. As always, I'll rejoin you with commentary once we're ready to do that. Now that you've taken care of everything in the room over the last couple of minutes here, go back to the beginning of the room just as the reference point next to that man cannon, and we can start to grab the collectible here. Go down to the bottom middle, melee through the vent, follow the vent to the end. It is a little bit disorienting. Look up and there should be a ledge kind of behind you. Grab the ledge to get up to find the Sentinel Battery. The gate will now open in front of you, and we can move forward and kind of exit out of the room. There's another collectible right after this door, though. So once you go through the door, again, you might want your armor and health and whatnot. Directly in front of you should be a Codex page entry next to the window. This one is hard to miss, but you don't actually have to go up to that window. You're supposed to go straight to the teleporter right behind it. Once you teleport, there will be a short little dialogue here. Feel free to skip it and just run forward into the next room. But in the next room, through the green door, we can actually find our AutoMap. So I would highly recommend it. Again, AutoMaps are optional technically. The game, you don't require them to get 100%. But it's always good to have them just in case you get lost, or just in case you want to fast travel at the end of the mission if you think you might have missed something. Also for this mission, it's a mission challenge. Grab the AutoMap and then continue forward. As you reach this area, we'll be introduced to a somewhat new mechanic. This is a big platforming section, but as you grab the ledges, they will start kind of falling from underneath you. You have only a few seconds in order to make your next jump. The thing you want to keep in mind here is that the dash does have to recharge. So you want to actually hang on to these ledges for a second or two before you make your next jump. Just follow along. There will be a couple of Caco demons and just work your way to the mission objective. This next hallway is a great place to get the 3 kills with 1 frag grenade if you don't already have it, so make sure you grab it if you don't, and take out the pinky. I really struggled with this guy. Again, my new strategy for these is to get behind them after an ice bomb and just use the super shotgun. They die extremely quickly that way. Otherwise, you'll see me struggling here a little bit. After getting out of this hallway, you have a couple more platforming sections. This is pretty self-explanatory. Just follow along if you're not really sure where to go, though. Once in this room, I'm just going to take care of all of the enemies before moving on. There's a new enemy type that generates a shield, probably the most annoying enemy type in the entire game in my opinion. You can try to focus on them right out of the gate, or feel free to use your plasma rifle to shoot the shield, which will kind of cause it to explode and damage all of the enemies nearby. It's actually probably the best strategy for the shields. A couple of revenants, just take care of them. With the enemies killed, we're now ready to kind of make progress through the mission and grab a collectible along the way. So at the far end of the room, there is a moving platform that goes up and down. We'll need to get onto it. And then there's a moving platform that goes back and forth across the room. Jump to that platform and then jump from that platform directly above into a tube at the top of the room to find a secret. This is a Lost Soul toy, and you'll need it if you want 100%. You can now jump towards your objective, and there should be a very obvious obvious Codex page entry right as you enter the room. Additionally, in the left of the room, another very obvious thing you can grab is a rune. Here, feel free to pick whatever you think is good for your playstyle. For me, I'm going to increase the distance of my glory kills, but another good one is the ability to get slow-mo while pressing the left trigger while in the air. I think that one can be pretty useful if that's something you're interested in. From here, you're just going to be following your mission objective. There will be a ton of enemies and like mini battles along the way, but there really isn't much you can miss. And this next section is super linear, so you're just going to basically go along and play. You can feel free to follow the video if you think it'll make your playthrough faster or if you want to see some of my strategies. But generally speaking, the game is really straightforward at this specific point. As you reach this next fight, it's very important that you watch out for the little like mines that sprout out of the ground and start damaging you. It's very easy to not really notice that you're taking damage from one, and they hurt you really bad, so this fight is actually really hard for that reason. There's also a bunch of Mancubus and Revenant. You'll probably want to take care of their long-range abilities pretty quick. I found this fight probably also pretty difficult in this mission. I think I actually lost a couple of lives trying to beat it. Once you defeat all of the enemies, the button in the middle of the room can be used, which will open up the red gate in the back after a machine kind of passes through it. This is now going to be our path in order to make progress, and there is a pretty dense section of collectibles coming up. There's about 3 within a couple of meters of each other, really. So you're going to go through this newly opened red gate, and in front of you will be like a ring, which we can jump to. So jump to that ring and then jump to the right hand side to the very obvious climbable wall. This is part of the main path, but the secret is pretty much directly above us. And what we'll need to do is a somewhat difficult, maybe a little tricky series of jumps. So jump onto this hangable wall to the left, and we need to make our way into that hole. So the best strategy for this is to go up into the top right corner, jump away from the wall, double jump towards the hole, and then double dash towards the hole, hopefully grabbing on. If you fall, that's okay, just try again. But drop down into the hole once you're up here to find the album. That will be our 3rd mission challenge, by the way, so we don't have to worry about those anymore. Walk forward and through the gate into the room in front of us and press the button. The button will open up kind of the next little door for us, but what we'll do is jump to the wall, climb the wall, shimmy on to the right, and then go up. At the top of this little tube, there is another secret. Make sure you grab it. This is a cheat code for the silver bullet mode. Then drop down the hole instead of going towards the objective. Here you'll find a Praetor suit point. As always, feel free to spend it or save up for something you like, but you definitely want to be using this mechanic, as just storing your points for later really doesn't help you at all. Anyways, from there, what we can do is I'm going to actually equip the upgrades for some of the ice bomb stuff. I noticed that I was using the ice bomb a lot, and I like the thought of it lasting longer and also regenerating faster, so that's kind of why I decided to spend my points on those. But again, if you prefer the frag grenade or you think you're going to do better with some of the orange upgrades, go for it. It's your playthrough. Anyways, turn around, go through the portal. This will shoot us back up onto the top of that cylinder we were just inside, and then double jump and dash across the gap to open up a new area. Here, it's a pretty straightforward couple of battles, as well as a couple of platforming sections. I just grabbed another triple kill with a frag grenade, and here I didn't realize that I was on a different mod slot for my combat shotgun, but I'll rejoin you in commentary in literally a minute. So here there is a jump where there is a dash pellet, and we're gonna purposely land on the bottom floor of this kind of floating platform. You can land in the hole, but we're gonna have to come back down, so this way's way faster. So I'm gonna land down at the bottom, and there is a extra life 1-up kind of near the backside. Make sure you grab that, and then on the opposite side of that is a Sentinel Crystal. Feel free to use it however you want. If you put all 4 of them into the same slot, I believe it unlocks an achievement or trophy. So if you're really desperate, you can grab it right away. I found that I had a real big problem with ammo, so I went with the loot magnet ammo upgrade so that I could store more bullets and hopefully not have to run out of cool ammo like rocket launcher as quickly. Then turn around, climb up the wall into this other room. There's a couple of really easy enemies. And before moving on, make sure we grab the Sentinel Battery on the side of this room. This one's kind of hard to miss, but also technically very optional, as you don't need to go here at all. But if you follow to the mission objective, you will get the red access keycard. So this is a mandatory mission objective, but it will be required in order to open the door directly in front of us. So double jump, double dash out of here and through the red door in front of us. Here you'll notice on the pinky that I use the ice bomb strategy, and as you can tell, it is very effective even with just a regular combat shotgun, even more effective with the super shotgun. But we'll move on, and there will be a little hallway here, and there will be a bunch of enemies that attack you. Sometimes they jump down to meet you, sometimes they sit at the top of the stairs. Take out the enemies before going upstairs though. Now that we're ready to go upstairs, looking at the staircase, go up and to the right past this laser door. Here there will be a collectible Praetor suit point, so make sure you grab it if you want that 100%. Jump up on the boxes onto the left and then double jump onto the ledge in order to find this person. They will give you that token we oh so desperately need before we move on. Then what we'll do is jump back down and go towards our mission objective through these lasers and through the second set of lasers, through the door, And past this door, what we can find is an enemy. Take them out, and then you can grab your armor and go through the second set of doors. You'll be trapped in these small little rooms with a couple of enemies. Basically just a couple of fights. The rooms get harder as you go. There's only, I think, 2 or 3 rooms, but you'll have a whiplash and a couple of other baddies. So take them out in whatever strategy you want. I would probably recommend saving your ice bomb for the last room. After defeating all of the enemies, go through the door. There will be a short cutscene, a ton of little ammo and health pickups in the room before you move on. There is a couple more collectibles to go, but we are nearing the end of the mission. So go through the door, and then after that, what you'll notice is you have to drop down, and there will be a swing bar. Swing across the bar, and then melee through the vent in order to get inside. Look up and turn around to mount the ledge and get up 1 floor. And then what you do, instead of going up even 1 floor further, go around the loop to find the extra life. Now for me, this was my 20th extra life, even though I only had 11 banked. And I unlocked an achievement or trophy here called Extra Lives for picking up 20 extra lives in a single save slot. Then just continue platforming until you reach this large ring with the electricity on the outside. Once you get up here, just take care of all of the enemies and then follow the loop all the way around. Do not go towards our mission objective just yet, as there is a somewhat sneaky collectible, and it is going to be a Praetor suit point. But all of these enemies are going to get in the way, so I'm going to take my time to take care of them. Boy, the shield enemies I find annoying. Personally, you might think it's fun to play against them, but I don't like switching weapons too often in this game. I prefer to just feel like a badass and rock the same weapon. But after you take out all of the enemies and you follow the ring on the outside all the way to the back, you'll find a Praetor suit point. So make sure you grab that Praetor suit point. As always, feel free to use it and spend it, or not, up to you. And then climb the climbable wall right next to them, and we'll be able to go towards our objective here. The jump's pretty simple. You'll have to shoot the button, double jump, double dash across to the ledge, and here you'll end up with a short little cutscene, which I will skip as I do in all of my videos, but you're free to watch yours as you pause if you want. Now there's a couple more collectibles here before the end of the mission. Jump down onto the ledge, and there will be a very obvious Codex page directly in front of you. If you miss this one, I don't know even if this guide could help you with this game. Turn around and look up and behind you to locate a button. Shoot the button and then quickly run forward into a secret room underneath the ramp that you used to get inside. Here you'll find your collectible toy, and for now this is everything you can grab in the mission. What you'll do is go through this door and you'll have to fight a couple of bosses. There will be 3 boss battles, and before you do them you'll get a bunch of ammo and health, as well as the ability to fast travel if you don't have everything. Feel free to look at your map and look in the bottom right hand corner to make sure you have all of 16 of those collectibles. Now for the boss battle, they're actually not that bad, but if you don't do specifically what the game wants you to do, they will last forever because none of the damage you're doing is useful. So there are 2 ways to damage this boss, and as you can see they have kind of 2 shields on the top of the screen with their life bar. So the first way to damage them is to use your plasma rifle on their body, which is where their shield is, and this will damage them. The other thing you can do is shoot their sled, or the bottom half of what they're sitting on, in order to damage it as well. Shooting it in the body with rockets and stuff like that actually does no damage. So make sure you're either using the high damage stuff on the sled or if you're shooting at the body, make sure you're using the plasma rifle to take off the first set of the shield. After they detach from their sled, they take damage as usual, and at this point I would just recommend using something like the lock-on rockets to make very quick work of their health bar. Things like the frag grenade can also be useful, but the ice bomb doesn't work against this big boss dude. So keep that in mind, and after you beat them, there are a couple of more things to do, so this isn't quite the end of the mission.
Useless machine, attack!
Before leaving the room, make sure you stock up on any ammo or any armor available to you. You definitely want to enter the next room with, as many advantages as you can give yourself. And in the next area is kind of the final encounter, and there are 2 of those bosses at the same time, and pretty much an endless wave of enemies spawning around them. So if you don't kill the bosses, enemies will keep spawning, so you definitely want to focus on them. Now there are 2 of them. I would recommend just focusing on one at a time and making sure you try to split them up. Generally, they try to follow you around the map, but they don't like sticking together. So my strategy, again, is to do one at a time. We're going to be using that plasma rifle in order to damage the shield, and occasionally we'll be shooting at that sled in order to damage the rest. After the body detaches from the sled, we're going to be using our lock-on rockets, as again, those are going to be completely destroying the boss's health. You can use things like flames and whatever. You'll definitely want to do chainsaws and glory kills on some of the smaller bad guys in order to get ammo, armor, and health. And again, the ice bomb doesn't really do much, but I use it anyways. The biggest problem with this battle is probably just running out of ammo. So you definitely want to make sure you are, you aim well and you don't waste ammo you don't need to waste. And eventually you'll be able to beat these bosses, and the kind of soft ending of the mission will happen before we are teleported back to the Fortress of Doom. I end up getting caught a little bit here and kind of running around in circles looking for ammo and health, but generally this fight isn't bad at all.
Excellent. Smash! Excellent. Smash the heretic!
Once you beat this boss fight, you will unlock a upgrade to your blood punch. That should show up on screen right here. And you'll get your end screen for the mission. We still have a couple things to do on the Doom of Fortress. But you'll get your summary with your 10 out of 10 combat, your 3 out of 3 challenges, and your 16 out of 16 exploration, assuming you followed along closely with the video. This includes mod bots, crystals, Praetor suit points, Codex, batteries, runes, and cheats, and toys, and albums. And once you're done that, just hold to continue and get to the Fortress of Doom. The Fortress of Doom section is pretty simple, but I'm going to take you through it just to make sure we are on the same page exactly for the next mission. Follow the mission marker towards a new weapon called the Ballista. We'll be able to use this weapon in the next mission, so that's pretty cool. I haven't played around with it too much, so I don't know how great it is, but I'm sure by the time I record the audio for the next mission, I'll know exactly what to say about it. Here, I also wanted to show you something really quickly that I thought was cool. In the kind of main entrance area, all the albums you pick up end up getting stuck to the wall. You can actually go up to them and play them, so if you want to hear the original Doom soundtrack, that's how you could do it, through the collectible viewer. There's actually other rooms in the Doom of the Fortress of Doom where you could view your collectibles. We'll go to those later on in the game, though. The other thing I would recommend here is you go through your arsenal, make sure you look through your suit, spend your Praetor points, and make sure you're spending those weapon points. I just realized I had over 20 of them, and so I decided to upgrade things like my super shotgun as well as my rocket launcher. I found that I was using those two weapons quite a bit, so I figured why not upgrade them for faster reloads and stuff like that. And now I can also work on the mastery for them as I've unlocked the final tier. So you might want to do that as well. And the only thing left to do is to press the button, which will open up the portal, jump through the portal to start mission 5. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the video was helpful. Make sure you drop a like if it was, share the video with a friend. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Shout out to Double O, and I'll see you soon. Peace.